All right.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I got your screen there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the last two sessions we discussed about SAP implementation as well as we've seen how we're going to involve in implementing the SAP for business, and we have seen different kind of the phases
Mm,
where we are going to work. All right, in different stages to implement the SAP. Yeah. So today we'll start off working with our SAP system, all right? And
You want me to go ahead and turn it on?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's on my desktop. There.
yeah. Uh,
Just a second here.
yeah, Robert, are you talking to me or you're talking yourself?
No, I'm getting logged in here.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So before we log in, so we need to know some points to work with your SAP. Okay.
All right. Almost there.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah. Basically, okay, I think you are able to view the screen, right?
All right.
Yeah. So you can mute yourself and then you can unmute when you want to ask any questions. Okay.
Okay. Will
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So basically, so in SAP MM, the very first we are going to configure the enterprise structure. So enterprise structure is nothing but you will represent your organization in the SAP system, the hierarchy of organization, your organization in the SAP system. So that you represent as an infrastructure here. Okay. So here in the infrastructure, as part of the training part of it, we not only going to define the infrastructure, but we are also going to define the FI as well as SD part also. So FI represents the finance. So we have to define some financial enterprise structure as well as we need to define some enterprise structure, okay, and we need to define the SD part also. Okay. So as part of your training purpose, okay. So here it is because without configuring the financial infrastructure, okay, you will not be able to configure the business processes here. So first of all, we are going to define the finance structure, then we'll define and then we go for ST here. So in the finance, what kind of the organization units that we are going to represent in the SAP system, which are needed for Okay. We don't define the whole enterprise structure of finance here. We just needed only some of the organization units to be represented in FI. Those organization units only will define in FI for configuring and for executing the business process in MM. So here we're going to define in FI a company. Okay. The very first organization unit is company here. So company we are going to represent globally. Okay. Globally that we are going to represent here. So which means an organization can have different kind of the industries here. So it's a group of companies. Group of companies is going to be represented as company in the SAP system in finance. and you're going to represent your company in the SAP system with a 6-digit code. This can be alphanumeric key or only numeric key. So anything that you can able to define with company here, 6-digit code here. And we have one more that is company code. Okay. So company code. So the company code is nothing but it's an individual organizational unit which is responsible to draw its own balance sheet. At the end of the financial year, every organization is going to create a balance sheet, and it is also going to create a P&L statements. That is nothing but your profit and loss statements here. So, what is the organizational unit which is represented, which is having the responsibility to draw its own balance sheet and P&L statements? That's going to be defined as your company code. If you let us say, Nestle. Nestle is a company which we are is having like chocolates, okay, chocolates and some dairy products it is manufacturing here. So Nestle group of companies. Nestle is our company. In that, Nestle in US, okay, Nestle in US is going to be one company code. It's because according to the country wise, the financial year is changing, and as well as the way of doing the business is also changing, and the balance sheet and profit loss statements also will get changed. So Nestle in US one company code, Nestle in UK one company code, Nestle in Singapore one company code. Because every country wise they are going to have their own kind of the financial year and to draw its own balance sheets. So that's why that we are going to define as a company code over here. And here if you see the company code is going to be represented with the 4-digit code in the SAP system. The SAP system we represent the company code as 4-digit code. And we are going to have one more organizational unit that is business area. Business area is nothing but it represents to the location. For example, New York. New York is my location. I want to see how my business is running in the New York location, in the New York state. California is one my business area. Florida is one business area. So the kind of the transaction that we do in that location, those are getting stored to one business area, and from that the business is able to analyze the business in that particular location, and they can take the decisions on top of that. So that we are going to represent as a business area here, and it is also going to be represented with 4-digit code in the SAP system. Okay. So these three are the organizational units which needs to be represented in FI. And when it comes to your MM here, okay, so here the very first the major organizational unit is a purchasing organization. So it is purchasing organization. So what do you mean by here purchasing organization? It means it's an individual unit. Okay.
Let me interrupt you.
Yeah, hi.
Right there. The screen was froze up. Okay.
Yeah.
Last thing I got was 4-digit code after the business area. Okay, I think I see purchasing org. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, are you able to view clearly listen to my voice? Hello? Robert?
Oh, yes, go ahead. What?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think we've caught up here. Yeah, purchasing org. Got you.
Yeah, we are at purchasing organization here. So purchasing organization is the like a individual unit which is responsible to purchase the raw materials. Okay, to purchase the raw materials and also services. Okay, to purchase the raw material and services from the vendors. So that we are going to represent as a purchasing organization. So this purchasing organization can be defined with different ways. Okay, so that we are going to see. But what is purchasing organization here? It is an individual organization unit which is responsible to purchase the raw materials and services from the vendors by negotiating with them. That we are going to represent as an purchasing organization here. And we are going to define one more thing, that is plant. Okay. So plant is nothing but it's a way we are going to manufacture the goods. Okay. It can be a manufacturing unit, or it can be a depot. Okay. Or it can be a godown. Okay. Or warehouse where we are going to store the goods. So this all will come into your plant here. So, as part of your business, as part of the client that you are working, account of the client, you have to maintain the depots and manufacturing units as plant in SAP system. And here the purchasing organization is also going to be defined with the 4-digit code, and the plant is also going to be defined with the 4-digit code. And in the plant, you're going to have storage locations. Okay. So storage locations are nothing but where we are going to store the goods within the plant. Within the plant. For example, raw materials we separately store. Finished goods we separately store. Damaged goods we separately store. Return goods separately store. So like that. So within the plant, you can define many storage locations to store different kind of the materials. Okay. Okay. Or otherwise, you can say New York is my plant. In the New York, we have at different places. The stores are there, where from the stores that you're going to do selling or manufacturing of the goods. So that stores also you can able to represent as storage locations. Okay, where you're going to store the goods. So, but the storage locations are going to be represented with 4-digit code, and they are going to be part of your plant only. Okay. And then we are going to have one more in our MM, that is a purchasing group. Okay. So purchasing group is nothing but in our organization, so many employees are working within the organization, and these employees are going to be grouped together, who are having the same kind of the roles here. Which means some employees are assigned to do only this kind of the job. Some employees are assigned to do some other kind of the job here. So that group of employees are going to be defined as purchasing group, and it is going to be defined with a 3-digit code. With a 3-digit code. So as part of your MM, when you are going to work as an MM consultant, you are going to define only these things. We don't bother about this FI, but here, as part of training purpose, we are defining the FI. But the MM part, whatever we discussed, purchasing organization, plant, store locations, and purchasing group. These are the organizational units that we are going to represent in the SAP system as part of your MM. And we have, in the SD part also, we need to define some organizational units. That is, the very first one is sales organization. So, sales organization is nothing but from where we're going to do the sale of goods and services are going to be happening. There is like a regional office or a zonal office. So, from where the sales of goods and services are going to be happening is represented as sales organization here. And it is also represented with 4-digit code. It's going to be represented in 4-digit code. And then we have one more thing that we are going to define, that is distribution channel. Distribution channel is nothing but how the product is going to reach to the customer. So, like through the internet, okay, you're going to do the order on online, and the product is going to reach to your place. Or you can go to the shop and you're going to buy, so through the dealers, okay. Or you can directly go to the company on you can able to buy. That is also direct. So these are all the different kind of the channels so through which the product is reaching to the end customer here. So that we are going to represent as distribution channels in the SAP system. And it is defined with a 2-digit code here. And we have one more thing, that is division. Okay. So division is nothing but the group of the products are going to be defined as division. The range of products are going to be defined as division here. And it is also going to be defined with a 2-digit code. So these are all the organizational units that we need to represent in the SAP system as part of your infrastructure in order to configure and execute the MM business processes. You're following me, Robert? Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I'm not able to hear clearly. Your voice is breaking. Oh.
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, I'm not able to hear voice.
Not what?
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe
Okay.
some network connection is losing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So now what I will do is we're going to configure this on the SAP system here. Okay. In SAP we're going to configure. So as you know, when you log in to your SAP system, the initial screen that we are going to see, that is called Easy Access. So in the Easy Access screen, all the modules like SD or MM or PP or FI, HR, all the modules are going to be represented in a single folder here. And as part of our MM, it comes to logistics. So the logistics, you have the MM. Okay, so maybe the connection was reset. So here in the logistics, you have MM. Okay, so in the MM, you have all these kind of the activities that we are going to perform. Which means we're going to execute the transactions of daily business activities here in the easy access screen. Okay, so this is what the navigation that we are going to and we're going to create the transaction as part of the business here. Okay. So here, if you see here in SAP, we're going to perform the activities in two ways. One is through the navigation, and one is a T code. T code is nothing but transaction code. Basically, we call it as. So transaction code is the shortcut to the navigation. For example, if you see here in purchase order, when you go for your create, you see a T code is assigned here for this navigation. This is ME21N. That means this is the T code. You can make use of that. You can create a purchase order, or you can go with this navigation like the logistics, MM, purchasing, purchase order, create, and ME21. There's a navigation that you go and where you're going to create a purchase order, or you can directly enter this T code in this white box. Okay, in this white box, you can enter the T code, and then the system is directly will take you to the screen where you can able to create the purchase order. Like this, for every navigation in the SAP system, you have a T code, which is a shortcut to the navigation. And when you are learning MM, you have to remember the navigations as well as the T codes also. And most importantly, the T codes in MM are going to be around 300 T codes are there. You have to remember all the 300 T codes. And also you have to remember all the navigations also. So this is the screen where we are going to execute our daily transactions like purchase order, purchase requisition, goods receipts, invoice receipts. Okay, this kind of the transactions that we are going to execute over here. But where we configure the infrastructure and how exactly that we can able to uh, run that business transactions here. Okay. So here we have the first T code to get into the configuration. Here is the tools. You have customizing. When you open customizing, you have IMG. IMG is nothing but implementation Chi. So in IMG, you have SPRO, execute project. So this SPRO is the first T code that you're going to use in order to execute the project in the SAP system. So when you click on here to open a new screen here, new screen. Oh, it's taking a long time. Oh, how? Hello. I think some network problem is there. So it is our audio connection has been lost. So, oh,
I don't
hello.
hear anything.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay,
Yeah.
you're back.
Yeah. Back. I'm back. Okay. Don't worry. Yeah. There's
Oh,
some network problems there. Here. Okay, so here
yeah.
it is raining like anything, and some thunders are there. So maybe
Yeah.
the network is not good here. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think now you are able to view the screen, right?
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here, we're going to configure the enterprise structure here. So for that, we should go to the navigation, tools, customizing, IMG and SPRO. Okay, so when you click on here, it will give you the screen customizing, execute the project. So now what you need to do, you have to click on this SAP reference IMG, which will give you the display IMG screen, which is nothing but an implementation guide screen where all the consultants across the modules, FI, SD, HR, PP, MM, every consultant will work in this screen and they're going to configure the business processes here. They're going to configure the business processes here. So as part of our MM, you can see here you have MM. If you drop down this, it will open the configuration that we are going to make. We need to do in the SAP system in order to execute the business processes here. Okay. So the very first we are configuring the enterprise structure. So you have to go to here, enterprise structure. Okay. And we are defining the structure here. So you have to select the definition. And first of all, we are defining the financial accounting. That's what I said. First, we will define the company here. So you open the financial accounting, and this you find define company. So you have to click on this define company IMG activity. This is what symbol is there. This is the executable button. So just click on here. Okay. So it will give you some kind of the other companies which are there within the SAP system here. It is because this is a server which is accessed by the number of users who are here. So the number of people are creating so many companies in the system. So you don't need to worry about this data. So we have to create our own company in the SAP system. For that, you should go to the new entries here and define the company. So as I said, the company is going to be represented with the 6-digit code, with the 6-digit code that we represent. So you can represent your company with a 6-digit code here. Follow me, okay? So it can be maximum of 6-digit code we can represent, but it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3 numeric code also. No problem here. Okay. So I'm here representing one company. So for example, Nestle Incorporation. Okay. And you can maintain the street, post box number, postal code, and everything. The city, maybe New York. New York is a city where we have this company. In the country, so when you go to the country, it will give you some options to select from the options to select the value here. In SAP system, already all the countries have been already defined. You need to select the relevant country where you're representing your company in the SAP system here. So this belongs to US, okay? So we'll go for US here. So here we have US, United States. That's the country it belongs to, and the language key. SAP supports to all languages like Arabic, Bulgarian, Catalan, French, English, Spanish, any kind of the Chinese. Okay, so you can able to run your SAP in any kind of the language here. So basically, we go for by default we go for English. The currency, all the currencies across the world have been already defined here. You need to select the relevant currency in which your company is represented here. Here you can see USD, American dollar. So thus we are representing here. Now you press enter. Oh, already someone has been defined with this key. So we have to represent in some other key. 34, 35, 36. Okay. Yeah. So this is my company. So I'm representing my Nestle INC as 343536 in the SAP system here. When you are going to select a save button, you have to save the data. When you save the data, it will prompt for a request here. So this is the request where we are going to save all our configuration data. It is something like a folder where we are saving our data. In our SAP, the folder is going to be called as your requests. And every request will have a unique number which is generated by the server itself, SAP server. Okay. So here you have the icon, you have the indicator where you can able to create the request here. So you just select the create request here and give a short description for your request. The description is nothing but the task that you are performing here. For example, I am configuring SAP MM Infrastructure configuration. This is the task that I am performing. So I just giving my description in a most understandable way that I'm configuring in SAP MM Infrastructure. When you click on save here, it immediately generates one more request number for this description we provided. So in the same request, every time that you need to save the data, whatever you configured. So now you can see the data was saved here. That means 34, 35, 36. This company is be represented Nestle in this code in the SAP system. Once you define the company, then what we need to do, we have to define the company code here. Yeah, the company code, it is represented with the 4-digit code. So the company code here is in the same navigation only in the financial accounting. You have the edit, copy, delete, check company code. So you click on here, and as part of the training purpose, what we do is we'll copy the company code from the standard here. It is because at the company code level, the finance people will maintain the GL accounts, general ledger accounts. So here we don't have any FI consultant to maintain the GL accounts for our company code. So what we do is we'll copy from the standard so that all the GL accounts for the standard company code that are getting copied to our company code here. And here in SAP, the standard company code is 1000, 1000. So we have to copy the company code from 1000 and providing a new name for the company code for which we are defining, and then we'll copy all the data, all the necessary data to our own company code here. So you click on this copy, delete, check company code and click on copy here. Okay, you find the copy button here. So click on this copy button. Then it is asking you to from which company code to which company code that you want to copy. So in the from company code, you provide 1000, and in the to company code, you can give your own name, your own representation of your company code. That is 4-digit code. I'm going for 34 and 35. See here, it is asking that whether you want to copy the GL account data. So for this reason only, we are copying the company code from 1000. So we have to copy all the GL account company code data here. So click on yes. Basically, the SAP was introduced in Germany. The standard company code is also represented in the currency euros. But now the company that we are representing in the SAP system that belongs to the US, and the currency is changing here. So just change the currency here. The currency here is USD, US dollars. And click on continue and continue and continue till the company code is saved. Then click on yes here. Okay, so till the company code is saved, till then you have to press continue, continue, continue. That means enter, enter, enter. It is because it is giving some messages that this kind of the data it is copying. So like that message that you are going to find, no need to worry about the messages. Just press enter, enter till your company code is saved. See, again you can observe here, it is prompting the same request here. It is prompting the same request. In the same request only that you are going to save the company code data. Okay, you just press enter. Okay, I'm just pressing the enter button to save the data. Whatever the data that the system is prompting, that I'm trying to save here. Just click on cancel, copy, and then press enter. So it will prompt for so many times. Don't worry about it. Just press enter till your company code is saved. Yes. Now, if you open your completed activities, you can see the company code is 1000 is copied to 3435. So once we copy the company code, the name and address and everything will get copied over here. So we need to change the name and address of the company code. So just select the back button and go to the edit company code data. And here, using the position, you have to select your company code. What is the 34 and 35? This is my company code. And select this one and double click on it. It will open the details button. So here you're going to change the name of the company here, Nestle Incorporation. Okay, and the city where it is located in New York, and country is going to be the your US, and currency US dollars, and language here. Okay. And then click on this address icon. In this address icon, you have to maintain the address of your company here. For example, I go for my name of the company, Nestle. Okay, so system to search the your company among all the company codes, and you can provide the street, house number, postal code, and city also here. So city you go for New York, and country US, and region of nothing but the states in the country. So you have to open the region and select one of the relevant region, that is state. So New York is the state, so that's what I'm trying. And time zone, it corresponds to your US time zone. So here you have the UK. Okay, so here the time zone is not there. Yeah, CST we can go for Central Time, UST. Yes. So here we are using CST here. The language and select here. Not valid for yes. Okay, no problem. Yes. Now click on OK and click on OK. Now the data is.
Excuse me just a minute. Excuse me just a second. I don't know if it makes any difference, but New York is Eastern time,
Yeah.
EST. It don't make any difference. I just practice.
Yeah. For practice purpose, it don't make any difference. But
Okay.
yeah, you have to select that relevant time zone. Okay.
I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the reason you observe the system is alerting that time zone may not be the same for this for everywhere in the US. Okay, so you have to select the time zone depending upon the city and location that you selected. Okay. Yeah. So once you define the company code, then in the finance we have to define the business area here. So we go for business area. So here, once you go back to the navigation here, you found the defined business area. So you just click on this defined business area and go to the new address and define one business area, just giving Nestle business area. So here I'm creating for whole industry, for whole. I'm not creating business areas for the location wise. I'm taking the whole country as my business area. So, but in generally, we have to create the number of business areas depending upon the business. You know. Okay. So just press enter and save the same request here. You can able to save the data with the control plus S. Control S is to save the data here. Just continue. Now we define the FI structure. Now we have to define the MM structure here. So in the MM, we have to define the purchasing organization. So that we are going to define by going for MM here. So now close the financial accounting. Now you can see MM, materials management. So in the materials management, you can see maintain purchasing organization. So as part of here, we're going to maintain the purchasing organization in 3 purchasing organizations. Okay, 3 purchasing organizations, something like 3435. This is for purchasing organization. Okay, purchasing organization which is located in New York. And one more purchasing organization I'm defining 3436, which is a purchasing organization which is located in California, for example. So like this, wherever the purchasing departments are there within the organization, all those that you can define here. Okay, the purchasing departments, divisions that you are going to define as a purchasing organization. So these purchasing organizations are responsible for the purchasing the raw materials and services for the different kind of the plants here. Okay, so now we save it in the same request here. And once you created the purchasing organization, you have to create the plant. So the plant is also defined with the 4-digit code. Just go back here, and here you find logistics general. In the logistics general, you have define, copy, delete, check plant. So before we discuss about this plant, we have to go for valuation level here. So valuation level is nothing but how do you evaluate your stock? Whether you're going to evaluate the stock at each and every plant level or whole company level itself. So that is going to be represented in the valuation level. By default, the SAP is going to set that your valuation area is plant. That means we are going to evaluate the stocks at plant level only, individual plants level only. We don't evaluate that how much is the quantity that we have, how much is the stock value we have. The stock value and the quantity are going to be updated in the plant level only, not at company core level. So by default, SAP itself set the indicator as a valuation area is a plant. So always remember this, wherever you find the valuation area, you have to say that it is a plant. And once you maintain this, then we're going to maintain the plant here. We maintain 2 plants, one is at New York, one is at California, which are manufacturing units, to manufacture the chocolates and dairy products for the Nestle here. So as part of this, we are going to copy the plant from the standard plant over here. It is because at the plant level also the GL accounts are maintained. It is because the stock is coming in. How much is the stock that is coming in, and what is the stock value? These are all the things that needs to be posted into your books. Okay, in the inventory books you have to maintain. So in order to post this into your GL accounts, we need to maintain the GL accounts at plant level. So that is the reason we are copying this plant from the standard plant that is 1000, so that whatever the jail accounts are there, all those jail accounts are getting copied to our plant here. So now click on here and go to copy organism object here. It's asking from plant 1000 and I am creating one plant 3435. And just press enter till the company code is till the plant is saved. Okay, so again it is prompting the same request here. So in the same request that we are going to save the data. Yes. So when you go to your completed activities, here you can see the plant 1000 is copied to 3435. So we are going to create two plants over here, two manufacturing units. So what I suggest to you is in the same way that you create one more plant. Click on copy and go to 1000. Now I'm creating one more plant 3436. Click on S. Yes, so just you press enter. Again, you can see in the completed activities, 1000 is copied to 3435 and 3436. And here also, when you copy the address and the name and everything will get copied. So we need to change the name and address of your plants. So just to go back and select the defined plant here. And so then by using position, select your plant. So that is 3435 created. So now change the name and address of the plant here. So it's located at New York, okay, New York plant, and click on this address icon here and maintain the address of your plant. So this is New York, and you can say NY, and not to worry, house number, okay, the street, district, the postal code, everything that you can maintain. New York. So country is US and region is NY. NY is for New York. And time zone is CST. Okay. And the language here is English. You can maintain the telephone number, extension, fax, and everything that you can maintain here. Once you maintain the address of your plant, just click on copy. Here it is giving, it's not valid in country US, several possibilities are there. So like that you can able to select the time zone. Save it in the same request. Now in the same way that you need to change to one more plant that you created. So you just click on this next entry. Here 3436. So it is at California, and just click on this address icon and give the information about that is details address about your plant. So CL or CA, okay, you can able to delete all the things. It's not mandatory you should maintain all this information. You can maintain all the information if you have the information. So city is California and US, and here the state is also changing now because we are this plant is available in California. So we have the state region name as CA, and here set CST. Okay, we go for CST. And then here we have the language English, and you can maintain the telephone number and extensions and everything. Now click on copy here. Don't worry about it. Save in the solution. So this is the way that you're going to create the plant and purchasing organizations. And then after creating the plant, you have the storage locations here. So you have to maintain the storage locations. How to create the storage locations here? So we'll go to the path MM, the same navigation. Here you can go for MM. In the MM you find the maintain storage locations. Now you just click on here. And what's your plant here? It is first plant is 3435. You just go here. And here it is having so many storage locations here. It is because we copied this plant from the 1000. Whatever the storage location the 1000 is having, all those storage locations are copied to 3435 also. So what we require to do here is we have to remove all these storage locations because we don't need of these things. So here you find select all. Is selected and just delete and save it. Once you save, then only this data will get deleted from the database. So now go to the new entries and define the storage locations here. So 0001, this is for raw materials. I'm going for raw materials. And 0002 is for finished goods. Is for damaged goods. Is for returns. So like this, you can create number of storage locations depends upon the client. Now save the data. Again, you have to maintain the same storage locations within one more plant. That is your 3436. Again, open the same store location, same navigation, and change the plant to 36. And here again select all, delete all, and then save it. And go to new entries and again define. 001, this is for raw materials. And this is for finished goods. Damaged. Returns. And save. So this is a way that you're going to create the storage locations within the plant. Once you maintain the storage locations, then we have to maintain the sales and distribution. That is a sales organization and distribution channel and a division. These organization units we have to represent here. So here you find sales and distribution. Just click on here and click on this define copy delete check sales organization here. And now you define a sales organization. Now go to the new entries. I'm creating one sales organization which is for Nestle sales organization. And the currency is USD, US dollars. Okay, so now click on this address icon and maintain the address of this office. So it is Nestle sales organization. You can observe here in the screen, one field is marked as the right symbol here. So which means this is the mandatory fields and all other fields are optional. You may or may not maintain, it doesn't matter. But the country is matters here. So maintain the name and system and country and press enter and save the data. Okay. Well, sales organization is created, then we have to create the distribution channels. The same navigation only. If you go back here, you will see the distribution channels here. Click on here, define distribution channel, and go to new address and define one distribution channel. That is something called internet. Through the internet, the product is reaching to the customer. Now save the same request. Again, we have to define the division here. Division is nothing but range of products. Similar type of the products are going to be grouped as division. So we have to we are going to group the divisions here. So we have to go to the logistics general. Here we find define, copy, delete, check division. Click on here, define division, and go to new entries and define some divisions here. 35. All the raw materials I am going to put into one division, and 36. All the finished goods I am putting into one division, and one more I am representing 37. That is the services and sales statement. So this is the way that you are going to define all your organization units in the SAP system. Okay. So what you need to do is you have to log into the system and define on your own all these organization units and represent them in the SAP system. Yeah. Are you following me, Robert?
Yeah, I think. Kind of fast there.
Yeah.
I really do. I see what you're doing there. Just setting it all up to where you can work in it, you know.
Yep. And what I do is I've sent some document related to this organizational enterprise section. Okay. And you follow the document, and in that document, I have given each and everything where what is the navigation that you have to move, and where you have to define the structure and how to enter the data, and what kind of the data you need to enter. This is all the information that I have provided in the document. The document I will send you immediately after this session. Then you follow the document and define on your own with some other numbers. Okay, maybe in the document you may find 5555 something kind of the things to represent your company code and everything. But you may take another numeric code to represent your company. Okay. Yes, Robert? Yep.
I hear you.
So this is your assignment for this week. So you have to work with these things and you have to come up with me. And as I said, on Saturday and Sunday we don't have session for this Saturday, Sunday. And we'll see on Monday at the same time for the session. But from the next Saturday or Sunday onwards, we do have the sessions. Okay?
Okay, that'll be great.
Yeah, definitely we'll have the sessions, at least on Saturday. Not on Sunday, but at least on Saturday we do take the sessions.
All right, okay. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah, from the next Saturday onwards. This Saturday we don't have. Okay? Yeah?
All right, good deal.
Yeah. So I send the document. I will send the document. You please follow the document and you input those things in the SAP system. Okay?
Okay, I have to. What about the master data?
Yeah.
Can I put anything in the master? You know, creating something like that and put on a purchase requisition and all that.
Yeah. This all will come once you maintain all this data. Okay. Yeah, we have to maintain the enterprise data. Then we have to maintain the material and then vendor. Then only you can able to create the purchase requisition and purchase order. Okay, so that will take another 2 to 3 sessions to configure your purchase requisition and purchase orders. Okay, most probably in the next week or by Wednesday. Okay, by Wednesday we'll start off creating the purchase requisitions and purchase orders. Okay. Basically, I ask you one question here. Okay. So if you want to, can I ask you a question here, Robert?
Sure.
Yeah. If you want to create a purchase order, who is required?
If what?
What kind of information is required to create a purchase order, to generate a purchase order?
Wow. You need a vendor.
So basically, the purchase. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have some master, you know, something to work off of.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, in general, if you think to create a purchase order, we need a vendor, right? For whom we have to generate the purchase order, right?
Right.
And we need a material for who, for which material that we need to generate a purchase order, right?
Right.
And we need to have the price for the material also, right?
Right.
And also we need required to have for which plant this material is required. That is also we have to represent, right? So
Yep.
once
That's
you
right.
have all this data, then only you can able to generate a PO, purchase order, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, so that's what we are doing here. So we are configuring the structure, enterprise structure. Then we'll configure the vendor. We'll maintain the master data of vendor, and then we'll maintain the master data information of material. Then we create a purchase order. At that point of time, you will be coming to know how this master data is using in the transaction data.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So we are now at a very initial stage of SAP. We are now representing the enterprise structure in the system. Okay. Follow me. You follow me, right?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I follow you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see on Monday, and we'll see the next session with some other configurations in this. So till then, you have to follow the document, and you need to define your own enterprise structure in the system. Okay.
All right. I'll be
Oh,
practicing.
yeah. You have to make it out. Okay. You have to practice.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
have a great weekend.
Yeah. Have a great weekend and have a great day. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for your time. We'll see you in the next session.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.